What's up, everybody? Welcome to the shop. My friend Jason Bell, Teddy Love, we'll call him at work. He brought me a little something he got off an online auction. I had never really messed with one. It's a 502 camp stove. I hadn't put out a video because I hadn't really had much going on. Hadn't had nothing to tinker with. So we're going to tear into this stove and see what's going on. It ain't holding pressure, and it had a real strong smell to the fuel, like varnish. Yeah, I put a little alcohol in it, and what I'm finding is, let me see here, when we pump it, I oiled the leather. Let's see here. Hold my finger, let me tilt you down here, watch. I can feel the air blowing out. So something's up with the check valve. So we're going to disassemble this thing and see what's going on. See how far we can get. If we have to soak it, we'll just stop the video and we'll soak it up. Parts tray ready. So might as well just go ahead and take this off. Which this should come out pretty easy. The burner frame is bent. Now if all the screws come out this good, we'll be in business. But I imagine when we get down in there where the burner is, it's going to be a different story. Alright, 3 screws. Now, let's see what's going on right here. Bet that's a 7/16. Probably the only one that's still in the toolbox. Yeah, I'm a little messy. Move this out of the way. Nope. What's this right here? Here we go, 7/16. I'll hold this bottom piece. Well, go ahead and disengage this. This thing's been hit. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can get this thing moving. Just gonna hold it real gently with this right here. This thing is bent a little sideways. Drop that. Let's see if I can hold this in place a little bit. There we go. Just broke it free while it was in there. Now, I'm going to loosen this. See what size this is. Yeah. See if we can just pull it straight out. Which we should very easily be able to. That's interesting. Is it rusted? I wonder if it's rusted in right there. This piece should just slide right out. See something here. Yeah, I believe it's rusted in there. Well, that's interesting. The needle comes right out with it. Alright. It's supposed to slide right out. The housing for the generator is actually stuck, rusted up into the Bunsen. I'm going to spray a little blaster on it. Might as well go ahead and put a little bit on everything while I'm in here. Now that's interesting. Tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this soak a little bit, and we'll come back to it. Or, you know, in the meantime, while I'm letting that soak, oh, it's running down. Hang on a minute. Get my rag. We can go ahead and pull the check valve. That's what we'll do. While it's sitting, we'll go ahead and take the pump out and see what's going on with this check valve, because probably end up soaking it. Pump leather. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in some Neat's foot oil. Got my little jar sitting right over here. Let that soak good. This is a little cruddy. My air stem. Let's see. Let's see. See how this one does. I believe we're on to something with this. The check valve, something's definitely up with the check valve in this stove. Yeah. Let's see. Like that right there. It's pretty cruddy looking. Oh, there is no movement. All right. what's definitely got to happen is this has got to soak. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and soak this stuff, and I'll come back to you. All right. Well, I tell you what, the generator was stuck on this tip down in there, and what I did, I had to put it in my vise over here, and I ended up coming with this punch from this side, putting it up against the generator nut after soaking it real good, and I put a little heat on it, and I ended up tapping it and finally got it to break free. This thing has really been sitting a long time. Now we're going to go ahead and take off our burner rings. So far so good on those screws. Let's take a look at our burner rings and see how they look. Oh, that's interesting there. All right. Well, they're all stuck together. We're probably going to clean them. We'll just put that over in the parts tray. Now, probably need this right back in the lantern vise. Go ahead and tighten her down. I just had the wrench. Yeah, I know I'm a little sloppy, but that's all right. We get it done. Let's see here. These short wrenches work best for me on this because I can spin them. These vices right here are killer. Rob does a good job on them. We're at Bluegrass Bushcraft. I really like mine. Now we're going to take this and put it on the ring. I hope this is a big enough wrench. You know, it may not be. I may have to actually get a bigger pair of these. You know, this is the biggest pair crescent wrench I have out here, and it might be the biggest one I own. This is going to take a bigger wrench. So what I'm going to do is shut this whole operation down till I get a bigger wrench. It's got to fit. Let me show you what we're trying to do. We want the wrench to fit around this. So it's held in here and I can turn it and this will just screw out. But this wrench, even at its biggest sitting, is a lot smaller. And this is a standard size. Well, we're back with a new plan. These shall surely fit it, I hope. I'll use this rag to lay around it. See if we can get them in here. Oh yeah. See good. Do one more. Oh yeah. It's going to be real easy. Yeah. Good. there it is. Go ahead and take it out of the vise. Alright, see what's going on better. Turn that light on. Oh yeah, there's a lot of junk down in here. It's inside our bowl. Now, got 3 screws right there. I hope they come out. Oh, it's already loose. All of them's loose. Well, 1 second. That all 3 of them. This just lifts right off. Your bunt's gonna come right out. We're gonna have to clean on that a little bit. Your support bracket needs a little cleaning too. And our collar. All right. Let's see. Pour this alcohol out of the tank. Look at that. That's where we let that alcohol soak in there overnight. That is something else. That fuel had turned the varnish in there. Let's see. Go ahead, take our cap off, our knob. Alright, put it in the parts tray. Parts tray. Now, need to start that off. Let's see here. Guess I could put it back in here and try it this way. Seems to be holding pretty good. Tell you what, we might try our new. Let's see how these work. I'll lay a rag over it. Huh. That up a little bit. Turn it out by hand by now. You know this thing's going to be cruddy. It's got to be. There we go. We're going to have to put the cleaning on this. This will work. Well, that stinks too. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to let all this soak, and we'll come back to it. We've been letting this stuff soak. I put it, let me grab this. I've got it soaking in vinegar. Some of the brass. I didn't want to put into anything too corrosive. So let's just see how it looks. Let me see here. Let's see this. I don't know if it's so long enough. This may take citric acid, but I'm going to see what happens. It's been in there for, I don't know, a couple of hours anyway. Let's see how the Dremel tool does on it. Don't just feel that. Well, I believe this piece needs citric acid. And I want to put some of the stuff I just don't want to put in citric acid. Like this. I don't want to put the bowl in citric acid because it's got a plating on it. You know. Polish it, clean this up. It's pretty dirty down in the bottom of it. Dip it in some water. Get that vinegar off of it. And actually, it might take, since it's down in the bowl, I might put a little navel jelly on the tough spots and let it sit a while, and I believe it might come to that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and, instead of wasting a bunch of time, I'm going to go ahead and put a little navel jelly on this. And you know, I'm going to try the navel jelly on this too, just pull these parts, and if it looks rough, I'm going to do that. Some of the brass I'm sure will clean up, but then we'll go from there. Alright, I've got some parts here with a little navel jelly on them. I'll set them to the side. And went ahead and polished these up. These were in vinegar. I don't want to do nothing too eccentric to them, you know, too harsh. I want to mess up Teddy's burner here. Now, let's get the check valve. Start there. We'll start putting this thing back together. I can hear it. I'm going to give it one more little safe shot of carb cleaner. There a little bit. Alright, that should be good. Now, air stem. See down in there. All right. Now our pump, which I've had soaking overnight in neat's foot oil, so it should be good and soft. Some of that excess off of it. Alright. Get it down in there. There's my flat head there right here. Get that pump leather in there good. There we go. Let's see. It's the first time I ever tinkered with one of these. I think they're pretty cool. Only thing I'm worried about on this one is the generator, where it was stuck. Cleaned on it, but let's see. I'm gonna put just a drop of oil on these threads on the gas cap. Sit right there. I don't know. This check valve's in pretty tough shape, I believe. I had it pretty clean. I don't like the way it sounds. We're going to go on up with it though, because everything else is clean. Got all of this apart. Let's see here. Put it in the vise. Now, see, what's that ½ inch up? Let's try this. No. Makes it very easy. Turn it just a little bit more. Let's see. All right. Well, we're back that far. We're going to have to wait for the stuff to get out of the navel jelly, and I'll clean it up, and we'll come back and go from there. It looks like I am to that point. All right, we've cleaned off this stuff some, and I'll show you what's going on. This didn't come extremely clean with the navel jelly. On a couple hours on it, an hour. But see that slit right there? You take this, put it right through that slit, and it rests just like that. Now, when you're putting this back on, the hard part is going to be getting the screws back in this through those holes. It sort of be blind. But don't forget to put your Bunsen in. It just sits right up through the bottom. Yeah, turn it this way. Through this hole. Like that. Comes out that hole in the middle. Sort of like this. Now, let me see. I'll drop a screw down in that. Whoops. It's not going to be an easy task. I'm going to have this light down here probably. Pretty sure. Let's see here. Move this light. I gotta be able to see the hole. Stay in there now. This is gonna be a little tough. Is that it? just get the one started. No. I may have got one to take. I'll leave it loose. See if I can get these others to take too. I can see with the bunts and sort of laid to the side, I can see that one. That's good. Get it started a little bit before I tighten them up. I'll just get the bunts in place. That's one thing. Now you can sort of see through the holes on the side of this a little bit. Let's see. I can't really see. Is that it? I may have it right there, I'm not sure. Picked up the wrong screwdriver. This thing was loose. These were loose. All three of them when we took it apart. So, surely it ain't going to do nothing but help it. Okay. Well, now I'll clean my bowl. Which I've had in the navel jelly, and I'm not so sure how good this is going to do, but it's better than nothing. That's for sure. This old rag here. Got some water under here. I'm washing it in. That's tough. Food and grease gets down in these. If you don't stay on top of these, I mean, they're going to rust. Especially when they're old, this old. Yeah, it's still got some spots in it, but it's the best we can do. So, put that just like such. see here. This piece wasn't too bad. That piece under there where grease and stuff had got down in it over the years, that was the worst piece. You know, we just hope we can get this thing back, cleaned up a little bit, where Jason and his family can use it. He's got young kids and they enjoy camping, so you know, maybe this is something, you know, he can start his youngins out with and to their own equipment. You never know. So we want to make sure it's get good and running good. Cosmetically, it is what it is. We're doing the best we can. Just knock some of that surface rust off of it. Alright, now I've got to screw this piece back on. I believe we got it started. I'll show you what I'm doing. This is the piece we're screwing back on. It's the piece we had to get the big channel locks after. It's probably tightened down pretty good. Now, let me see here. Oh, I guess it's time to put our burner rings on. You always start, they're one rigid, one flat. Flat on top, flat on bottom. And then just alternate them. So, that being said, there's flat, rigid, flat, rigid, flat, rigid, flat. Friends, that's good to me. Let me see here. It would have been easier to put these on before I screwed that piece down. We bring our light back down here. Alright, I think I got one started. And if I can get a second one started, we'll be in business. I believe we have. Yep. Now this one. When I get these all three started, I'll straighten my rings up right before I tighten them all down. Make sure my rings are good and pretty. Flathead do that. That looks good. All right. Good to go. Oh yeah. Come on now. Put our generator nut. I probably should have put my generator on first. You know, I believe I will. I ain't got it really on there yet. Don't forget to hook it just like you do a lantern. Pop the eccentric block out and hook it up. It's deep in there. That's 7/16. Yeah. Sneak it right through there. If I could keep up with the wrench, I'd be doing great. I thought it was this one. Maybe Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's a half. The other half. Oh yeah. All right. Now, there's a few line up in there. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. I did take the Teddy's furnace frame was bent, and I did try to straighten it out for him a little bit. I think a lot of them get bent over the years. You know, people that was using them, throwing around in their camping gear and stuff. That was tough. Might have bent it a little too much. Oh yeah. That don't look too bad. All right, I'll be right back. We're gonna put some fuel in it. We'll see what happens. Well, we got some fuel in her, and let's see what she'll do. I pumped it up. I'm gonna pump it up a little more. Okay. Let's see. I wished it was sitting up a little bit so you could see. Let's see what happens. I've got my valve turned out here. So, here we go. Let her get good and warm. That generator heat up good. Let's go ahead and turn it on up. Oh yeah, she's running pretty. Fire it up. Flame it up. Let's see here where I can get you where you can see it. Got a pretty blue flame. That's running good. Teddy, looks like you're going to have a good running burner, buddy. I hope you and your family enjoys this thing when you're out on vacation, and I hope you think about me every time you get you a drink of coffee, man. All right, peace, and thank you for being in the shop.